Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics Karatti. The bone-bashing mutant gets a brand new action figure, upping the ranks of the Evil Space Mutants from the New Adventures of He-Man. Karatti comes in the same style blister card packaging that we've seen all of the figures come on throughout this line. The back shows off a selection of other figures from Masters of the Universe Classics, as well as gives us a brand new bio for Karatti. Alright, let's take a look at Karatti outside of the packaging. Like many of the New Adventures figures in this line, he features a good mixture of new parts and a clever reuse of older figure parts. You'll notice that he features the same trapjaw legs that we saw used on Optic and many other figures in this line. While it does sort of feel like those legs may be getting a tad overused, I will say that they do work well for Karatti, especially when comparing him to his vintage counterpart. He does feature brand new armor, which is an incredible update of the armor that the vintage figure is wearing. It even contains many of the same little details, such as the dings and dents seen in the side. The overall paint job is also very nicely done. The majority of his armor is a dull gold, which is accented by a brighter, shinier gold on the bolts and along the edges. Then there's also the black cables stretched across his chest, and the light purple sections on his stomach. This makes the figure quite colorful, as underneath that armor lays his very bright green skin. Now I will say that the green is a little brighter than what I was expecting. It's not Demo Man neon green bright, but it is a lot brighter than the vintage Karatti figure is. His head sculpt is really nice. Karatti is another one of those space mutants who I've always thought has a really cool look to him. His eyes are very deep set and painted solid black. And he wears a golden mask that only covers his nose and mouth, and seems to have a breathing apparatus on it that resembles a smiling mouth full of teeth. On top of his head sits his bright orange hair that is very tentacle-like, almost as if he wears his hair in dreads. With the hair and the mask, Karatti has always sort of reminded me of a Masters of the Universe version of the Predator. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take a closer look at Karatti outside of the packaging with the articulation. Alright, standard articulation on this guy. Your head is able to turn left and right. It can also move up and down. The hair doesn't hinder the movement on there whatsoever. You got the nice ball jointed shoulders. You can see that his shoulder piece doesn't get in the way. It's actually meant to kind of move around. It is attached to the armor, so it's not a separate piece. You can see it's attached to the armor on the underneath side, but it is able to move, so that way you can still rotate the arm around. It doesn't hinder the guy. They're not too loose. So all the joints seem pretty good, pretty sturdy. We don't have anything out of the ordinary or anything with this particular figure. Now the armor is removable. It works just like we've seen with a lot of the other armors on there. It is softer, and you can just pop it right off the little peg there. It's got a smaller peg on the other side. If we wanted to pop the figure's head off, we can then pull the armor right off the figure. And there's your removable armor. So there you go, guys. Like I said, he's pretty simple. He's basic. He's nothing out of the ordinary. There's your Karatti. Karatti includes two accessories, both of which are just unpainted solid black plastic. First, he has a sword. It fits best in his right hand, as his left hand is a little more open. But thanks to the handle on there, you can fit it on his left hand. He's just not going to have a very tight grip on it. He also includes his laser axe. The laser axe is really neat because it can also be flipped around and double as a blaster. Now this particular weapon will only work in his right hand, as the left hand is just too open to hold either of the handles. But you should be able to get the sword in his left hand for some nice two-handed weapon wielding. Alright guys, it's comparison time. Here's Karatti standing alongside his vintage counterpart. Here you can see what I was talking about earlier with both the color of his skin and the design of his leg armor, as well as the cool similarities between his body armor. I'm a big fan of most of the Space Mutant designs in the New Adventures toy line, so bringing them into Classics is certainly welcome. Karatti is another one that I feel made the transition quite well, and should also fit right in with any of the other evil warriors on your shelf. Plus, the numbers of New Adventures are finally climbing. We have 3 Space Mutants now. It actually looks like a faction. Karatti will be available on MattyCollector.com on May 15th, 2013, and is also part of the Eternian Collectors Club subscription. Until next time...